Hello everyone. So this is the second video of the Linux basics commands. So in the last video we have studied the 10 basic commands of Linux, and in this lecture we will be studying about the next 10 basic commands of Linux. So now let's start the session. So the very first command that we are going to study is ls, and ls is the short form of list, and it is going to list all the files and directories in the given operating system. So let's type ls and see what is the output. So when I type ls, I can see that all the available files and folders are basically represented as directories here. So all the files and directories are being displayed. The file is represented with white color and the directories are represented with blue color, right? And all these file names are being arranged in horizontal direction. Now coming to the next command, that is ls space hyphen my one, right? So what is special about this command? This command basically display one file per line. Let's see. If I write ls then hyphen 1, now you can see that all the files and the directories that were displayed horizontally are now arranged vertically. Only one file name in one row, right? Now coming to the third command, that is ls hyphen l. This is L. So what it is going to do, it will list only the files and directories in long format. And what do you mean by this long format? Now let's understand that. Now write ls l. Now you can see that here uh, all the files and directories. So the blue ones are the directories, right? And the white one is the file. All these are representing all the different details of that file and directory. Now if I talk about directory, the first initial is representing that this is directory, and we also know that blue color is a directory. So all these three directories, to represent them, it is starting with D. Now coming to file, it is starting with this hyphen. Again, the rest of them are directories, and again they are also starting with D. So there are 7 parameters here. First one is indicating the file permission, and in this file permission, the first letter is representing whether it is a directory or a file. Then comes about the different file permissions. So this indicates the file permissions where R is read, W is write, and X is execute. So these are the different file permissions given to the different files and directories, whether the permissions indicating whether the file or directory can be only read or it can be just written. We can just write on that, or we can just execute it, or we can just read or write or execute, or write, read or execute, or all of it. So it depends on the permission that we set on the files and folders, right? So next is memory blocks. So the next one is memory blocks. So this is the memory blocks allocated to the directory. And here we can see that all the directories have been allocated 2 memory blocks. But if I talk about the file is allocated only 1 memory block. So the third parameter is owner of the file. So here my name itself is the owner because I have kept the owner name as my name itself. Then coming to the fourth parameter, that is user group. Again, I am the user, so it is displaying the name as the Deepthi only. Next comes the size of the file in bytes. So this directory file are taking 4096 bytes, so they are taking more space, and the file is taking only 112 bytes. Then comes the date and time, and here the date is August 4 as it was installed on that day, and this is the timing, and here is the name of the directory and file. So it was all about long listing, not just the name of the file and directory, but other parameters as well, including file type and access information indicating whether it is a directory or it is a file. Then comes the memory blocks allocated to the directories and files, then the owner of the file, then user groups, size occupied by the files, date and time when it was created, and the file directory name, right? So now again we have one more parameter, that is ls. Let's type it here, ls al. Now let's see what is the difference here. So in this case, what we are getting is, this is also used for long listing, this is also used for long listing. So in both the cases, long listing is there. It means we get various information related to the file or directory. But along with that, in this we are getting, this A is representing hidden files. So this is just representing files and directories, but here it is also including, all the files including files and directories, as well as the hidden files, the hidden directories, and the current directory and parent directory. So this single dot represents current directory, double dot indicates parent directory, and both are directory, that is why they are represented with blue color. And here also in the permission part, both of them, the initial is starting with D, representing that they are directory. Now coming to this, all these three are hidden files. The first thing is that they are denoted by white color. Secondly, here you can see that all of them are represented by hyphen. And thirdly, whatever files or directories are starting with this dot represents that they are hidden. So this is hidden files, and these are the hidden directories, right? Again, they are hidden because they are starting with dot and they are blue in color, and here the initial is starting with G. So it is representing the information about the hidden directories. Again, here we have three directories all in blue color. Again, we have a file here, then we have hidden directories, then we have then we have two directories here, then hidden file, then again a directory, hidden directory, and this is the directory again, right? So the difference between LSL, this LSL and LSAL is, it is just representing the files and directories with long listing, but LS-AL is representing all the files including the hidden files and hidden directories with long listing. Now coming to the next command, and the next command is ls space hyphen a. What do you mean by that? Let's understand it. Now when you type this, what is happening here is, as we have discussed earlier, this A is giving me hidden files, and hidden files means all the hidden files along with the files and directories. So here you can see that it will give you all the hidden files, and hidden files are represented by dot. So this dot config is a hidden directory, again with blue color, hidden directory. Then we have this bash rc with white color, this is hidden file, and these two are also hidden files. Then we have dot profile, that is a hidden file, and then we have dot local, this is a hidden directory, dot ssh, again a hidden directory, and the remaining are the directories and the file. So it includes, and it also includes this dot that is representing current directory, and double dot which is representing parent directory. Just like this, without long listing, it is including all the files which were mentioned here. All those are files are mentioned here as well. Now coming to the next command, that is ls space hyphen capital A. Let's run this. And I write capital A here. Now let's see what will be the difference. So in this case, both are giving the same result, but here this current directory and parent directories are also available. But in this capital A, current directory and parent directory is not there, apart, and rest everything is covered that were covered in this command, except current directory and parent directory. And then we have the seventh command, that is cat space the name of the file. So with the help of this command, we can read the content of the file. Now let's see. If I write and then with some space I am writing the file name. So here the file that we are having is file1. So let's write it file1. Now you can see the content. What is the content? Content is basically, this is the content of the file. Learn Unix and operating system with me. Unix and operating system are very important subjects. Study well. And then the next command is wc space file name. So what wc will give you the word count in the file. But when you write this command, it will also give you other informations. Now let's write it and see what is the result. So if I write wc file1, now let's see what is the output. So this is representing that this file1, this is the content of file1, in which we have 3 new lines. So first information is about new lines. So how many new lines we are having? 1, 2 and 3, or you can say the number of rows are 3. Then number of words. So the number of words here are total 70. You can count it. And this is considered as one word. Why? Because these full stops are together with this me, and if they would have been separated with a space, then these full stops would also have been considered as a word, right? Then the next is 112, that is the total number of characters, and then last is your file name. So the file name is file1. Coming to the second last command, that is echo. This command is behaving just like the print command, which is used to print a string, and you can write the string in single quotes and or in double quotes. Both are going to give you the same result. Now let's type it. Echo single quotes, I write Unix commands in single quotes. You can see the result. It is perfectly printed. Similarly here, if I write the same string double quotes, again this is also going to give me the same result. So in echo you can pass the string both in single comment or single quotes or in double quotes. It will give the same result. And in the last I have this exit command, which helps in coming out of the terminal. So if I write exit, I can simply come out of it, and this is the whole terminal on which I am writing the commands, and you can see that we are out of this terminal. And if you want to see this terminal, you can see that it is located here. See, here is where the terminal is located. Now it has been closed with the exit command. So this was all about the 10 basic commands of the second lecture. Now let's just revise these commands before I end this lecture. So this is part 2 of the Unix basic commands. The first command that we studied in today's session was ls. ls is basically representing list, short form of list, and it is used to list all the files and directories. Then comes ls with some space and then -1. This will represent the same files and directories, but they will be displayed one file or directory in one line, right? So we are displaying one file per line. So we can, with the help of this command, we are seeing all the files and directories in horizontal order, and in case of ls space -1, we are seeing all the files in vertical order, right? Then comes ls space -l, and this will give you long listing. It means whatever files and folders that we have seen from these two commands, they will be in long listing format, where we will get other details of the file as well. And what are the different details that we are going to see? We will get to see the permission given to the files and directories, and if it is a directory, it will be starting with G in the permission part, and if it is a file, it is starting from hyphen. Then comes the number of memory blocks allocated to the directory and file. We give more memory blocks to the directory as compared to the file. Then comes the owner of the file and the user group, and then the size taken by the directory or file in bytes. And then comes the date and time of the file or directory when it was created. And then last, the file name or directory name. And directory name will be represented in blue color and file name will be represented in white color by default. Now coming to this command, this L is representing long listing. Here also it is representing long listing and here also. But in this case it is only representing the files and directories. But this A is representing hidden files also. So here in this case we will be seeing long listing format for all the hidden files and directories along with the current directory and parent directory. Then coming to this command, as we have studied here in the last command, A is going to give you all the hidden files including current directory and parent directory. And then this capital A is going to exclude the current directory and parent directory. Now coming to cat file name, cat has the feature of reading a file, but along with that we can also write into the file, and there are other options also that we will be covering in the later lectures, right? So cat space file name, this particular command will help you to read the content of the given file name. And then comes wc with space file name. Then when we are providing the name of the file here to this command, it will count the number of words in that particular file, and the first parameter it is going to return you is the new line, number of new lines, then comes the number of words, and then the number of characters, and in the last we have the name of the file. And then we have this echo command, which behaves just like a print statement used to print a string, and that string can be entered in single quotes or in double quotes, both will behave the same. And then in last we have exit command, which is used to exit from the terminal, come out of the terminal. So this was all about the second tutorial lecture series of basic Unix and Linux commands. So wait for the next lecture, in which again we will be covering some more basic commands of Linux. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.